Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Willie made it just in time.
Oh yeah, it was close call, bro.
Well, that's what you get when you do stuff for other people, right?
That's it.
You're no
But I
longer.
also refuse to bitch out on the podcast.
So buy him a
What's going
coffee.
on? Am I?
Crying out loud.
I need one today. God, this. I need one today. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have to make one because I haven't even had a chance. Like I literally just ran in. I texted Mike here, roll the intro as I was building my computer on my desk here. So yeah, we're back. We're back.
Let's do some chilling, I guess.
Yeah, you do the shilling. I'm gonna fire up my
go,
coffee maker.
go make some coffee. Go buy something at Skinny Play. Use the promo code to get 10% off because that's always nice. Link is in chat. Should also be down below. You can buy anything for BSN shape, A9 level, etc., etc., etc. And you can customize it. Then we have our good friends at Tigrino. If you are in the market for an aluminium cover for your BSN theater,
Yeah, I'm gonna order mine pretty quickly here.
you also get 10% off of that. So use that link and promo code. If you want something fun like a little cradle for your A9, for your A1 to make it look like an A9, they have those.
I like that little cradle. It looks like a designer chair more or less than anything.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. I'm thinking I might get one because I literally like my A1 is just flat on my desk all the time, and I kind of don't do anything with it.
What color is yours? Black or silver? I should just send you my.
It's that sort of, I don't know, charred burger look. Yeah,
charred burger. Anthracite nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're back. I'm back.
Yeah, and obviously, buy Willie a coffee for again to answer to your topic and our question to the best of our abilities. Also, he needs it.
I don't need it. What we're gonna do is, like I said, Willie's buy me a coffee account will be something that will, once there's enough funds to it, we'll get a BNO and make a draw. Because we kind of ran out of stuff to give away, type of thing.
Yeah, so you can add just about any amount, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah,
that's good. And you can make it recurring or not, but leave messages there. I'll check it intermittently.
There we go.
And yeah, how was your week?
Pretty busy. Thursday I left, and it was typical Air Canada nonsense, right? The flight was late leaving because it was late coming. So,
is it direct or?
Yeah, I flew direct from here to Montreal or from Nassau to Montreal. They still can't enter the US, so it's stupid, right? Otherwise, it would have been a cheaper ticket, and a little bit more hopping, but who cares? It is what it is. It's done. So I'm back. I flew in. I at 2:00 in the morning on Friday, but good thing I have a boss that understands. So I took the Friday off, and instead of resting, quote unquote, I was moving my girlfriend out because she had a wedding to go to. Everything just falls apart when it falls apart completely, right?
Of course.
If it rains, it pours, they say. So yeah. And then yesterday, I had to go pick her up in Tremblant, which is 2-hour drive there and 2-hour drive back. So that's how I started my morning. Drove straight to her place, loaded up everything, packed the V1. So I was lucky enough that I found the box in the storage that is with the original serial number on it. So that's packed up. Now I just need to, I guess, carve a little bit of a channel into the styrofoam, that little bumpering thing there, so I can fit the legs, because I don't have the box for the legs, and the box for the legs is uselessly big, right? Because it's
yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's all packed. She stayed there now just to finalize, because well, we've all moved, and the big stuff isn't the big deal. It's all this little peddly shit that just starts to gather up on the floor or things, right? And it just doesn't end.
And women tend to
So,
have a lot of that.
oh Christ on the cross, man! It was whew. So yeah, now it's once we finish the podcast, I'll go back for the last time, pick her up with all that stuff, and then the great purge ensues in my apartment. So yeah, that's it.
And then you'll be a permanent cat owner.
I'll be a temporary cat owner for 2 months because she's planning to leave end of October, beginning of November to go to Mexico. So we need to purge all the stuff, pack it all, and then ship it out to Mexico in probably a week after next. So it's all emptied out. And then we're going to be living happily after till the day comes to part our ways, unfortunately. But I'll see her back again in December because somebody's got to go and install the fucking TV, right? So I'm gonna go to Mexico for Christmas, get all the stuff set up once she
At
gets
least it
her
won't be so
apartment.
cold.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna be if I'm gonna go back to Bahamas in November and then from there come home, basically take a shit shower and shave and fly to Mexico. I have no idea how that's gonna work out yet.
It'll also be
And
Mexican Christmas.
it's gonna be
Yes.
Mexican Christmas. I haven't seen the Mexican Christmas. So never been to Mexico to begin with, so it's going to be an interesting venture. And then yeah, December rolls off and New Year starts, and we're at 2026, which I think I'm 2 months away from having my pardon application reviewed. Believe it or not, it's been only 150 days since the October that they promised to review it, but we're way past that. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
it's taking forever. Everything's taking long at the
well,
moment.
yeah, it all got pretty effed up with what's going on in states with the immigration and so on and so forth. But I'm in no rush. Like I'm already extending my lease for another year, and once she's gone, I'm debating: do I take a 3/4 inch plywood and start carving out my shape on the wall? I might do that, but we'll see
Well, the
how
wall is
things
not
roll.
so small that you couldn't reuse it, right?
No, no, it's just another one of those things that do I really want to eat the anvil and headache with it, or do I just live
It's
without the shape because I
it's
don't
just
really need
grown-up
it?
Legos. It's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of Lego here. I have everything built off. Well, you guys will see once I get the because it's a mini Aleppo in my office right now because the only thing that's on the shelves is the Lego. Everything else is just the fucking grenade went off in there. So
So whenever you walk into that room, you also go. La, 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 la.
that's it, man. Because I kick something every time. So yeah, it's the shits. But yeah, I made it back from Bahamas. It's hot as hell in there, but I kind of got used to it. But you never seem to know how to appreciate colder temperatures as a Canadian, right? Like I understand I would acclimatize over, like few months it would take, right, to get that so you don't sweat. Because the consultant that we're working with, he's from Florida, Miami, right?
Yeah.
That motherfucker didn't even sweat, man. We're both dying over there, right? And he's just like lightly coated with like a little frosty sweat, and I'm sitting there just literally dripping. There was a day when we were doing keypads in a guest house, no air conditioning that day. It was probably 45 minimum degrees Celsius in there, so very comfy to work on or in. And
Yeah.
I drank a
Yeah.
gallon of water that day.
I have a redneck friend who came by like 2-3 weeks ago, and he's from Tennessee, right? And
Mm-hmm.
like literally redneck like crazy.
That's all you get there. Fuck.
And it's like I don't know in Celsius, it's outside. It's like 35 or something, 36.
So he's dying on the
No,
outside.
he's just wearing jeans, right, and a regular button up and that sort of shit.
Oh shit!
And
No,
he's like,
I'd
"Oh,
be.
it's quite nice here." It's like, God, you gotta be joking! It's fucking roasting.
Oh yeah, I'd be dying for God's sake. I'll be on a life alert. Fucking, with the jeans.
I mean,
But
I've gotten way more used to it, but I'm still not fully used to summer here.
it took me a while to get used to Canadian weather when we first moved here. That's for damn sure. And we came in 1998 in October, which in January of 1998 was that huge storm of Montreal where like the power lines fucked off because there was so much ice on them. I watched the documentary. It's very, very interesting how bad it gotten. And I think what I would blame is Hydro-Quebec for not having helicopters flying in earlier and trying to beat the ice off from the electrical cables on the high voltage ones, right? Because that's what really, the weight of the ice brought it down with the trees and all that. So we moved in October 27th, 1998 to Canada. And that winter was no bullshit, man. Oh my God. Oh my God, it was cold. And yeah, a few winters it took me a while because it's very dry in Calgary. So like you just feel like
shrivel up.
yeah. It's just like getting mummified after a shower, for God's sakes. It's drying up. But that's no longer an issue. Now it's going to be the other ways to get used to the hot weather.
Well, I mean, you also chose Miami. It's going to be more the same for longer.
Yes.
I mean, their winters are much closer to their summer. So, I mean, here it's quite a lot colder in winter than it is in summer. It's nowhere near the swing of the Midwest, right? But like,
yeah,
I mean, it still does get into the single digit Celsius here in the winter.
Yeah, but that's nothing. Like,
and in Miami, it's like if it's cold, it's like, I don't know, 20.
Yeah. I was looking at the weather periodically because I have it on the Halo. I have the Miami area. I think I have the Hallandale actually as a reference. Yeah, it was like minus 37 here, and there's 20 degrees. Or it was 19. So because on the Halo how it's programmed, anything above 20 is hot, and anything below 20 is cold. So yeah, it was they don't get cold there for sure. But
yeah, it's currently what, like 29 degrees Celsius there, which is for Miami kind of like normal-ish, if comfortable, they would say probably.
Yeah. So a little bit of BeoTalk, I guess. Yesterday we're laying in bed. She stayed here because there's only a mattress to stay on and whatever. So we're laying in bed, and I took her phone and I installed the BeoLiving Intelligence, right? Yeah. I set her up an account and put that in there. She's like, "This is so fucking cool." It just works very nicely. But for some reason, I have an issue with an iPhone. It doesn't pull up the joystick buttons and number pad interface on the Avant. It takes a little bit longer. You have to shut the app off and come back into it. So I don't know. Maybe her software is not up to date or something. But yeah, she's starting to like it because she now sees that everything can be controlled. And speaking of that, on the Discord, the coolest thing I've seen in a while, which was obviously done on Chemo. Somebody has more time on their hands than me nowadays and do some digging. So they found how to rotate through playlists on a Bio Remote Halo beta, which I think is pretty slick.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. Come join the Discord if you haven't yet already.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of useful information, sometimes even useless too, but all info is good info.
Well, there's a lot of... since I own cats, it's not the correct thing to say, but there's lots of ways to skin a cat, right?
That's right. Oh, you know what happened yesterday, man? I had somehow a fly fucking got in here.
Yeah.
And it landed on the center of the screen. And guess who saw it? So she sneaks up and right on the my buttons. She turns on the theater. I'm like, no, don't do that. And she did the same thing with my level. So, and with level like this, I understand I can just get that script from you and put it on the USB-C stick, right?
Yes.
But I don't really have a choice to do that with the level because I got the goofiest charging pad. So nothing fits that. So I'm going to have to just monitor that if... Maybe what I'll do is I'll just set a status mode or system mode on the BNO on the BeoLiving, that while I'm off, while that system mode is turned on, anything that turns on turn back off immediately. Just so I don't have, because
that's one of the nice things of the BLI and automation. You can make it dependent on other things, right? The other stages.
Yes. So because if she turns on the radio on the my button one that includes the 90s, then and she still goes to the volume because I don't trust her now, man. She just kind of does whatever, right? The BeoCat.
Yeah.
And I don't want the 90s to be rocking and get a fucking noise complaint while I'm at work, for God's sakes. But yeah, other than that, not much has changed, I guess.
Yeah,
We're waiting.
we're waiting, patiently waiting.
Well, I guess the time has come now finally to get back to work for the Bio guys in Denmarkia.
Yeah, they probably started like 2-3 days ago.
Yeah, so it's a slow roll up the hill, I guess, but hopefully things are gonna come up
Oh, I
quick.
know. We have to get back to work.
That's it. I got so much stuff around, and it's all my girlfriend's shit, right? So the cat just come around sniffing around because she was under the impression that my girlfriend's leaving again, right? Because she saw the
Yeah.
suitcases come in and she was meowing and bitching at her. But we just come back with more and more, and she's confused now as to what is going on with all this shit here that is
Yeah.
used to be from the other house. So, yeah, but the freaking my buttons on a theater is becoming my problem too now. I don't not a fan
Yeah,
of that.
that's. I mean, my situation is slightly different because, like, there's actual purchase for a cat to stand
That's right.
on it, right?
That's
But
right. For her, it's just randomly if she likes the curiosity of it and looks at it. Shit.
I did check, and I can unplug the USB drive, and it'll
Remain.
remain, but it'll be gone with every update.
Oh,
So every time it updates, you have to like plug it back in for 2-3 minutes.
yeah. I think the update just cleans the slate completely.
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, and if you need it, I have a script that disables the top of
Top
the BIOS,
panel.
everything except for the volume.
Well, who cares about the volume if they can't trigger anything with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the cats. So
Yeah. I mean, I think there is some stuff they could potentially trigger, and I have had it come on, but like it doesn't do anything because source is none. It's all none, right? Like, and it doesn't matter if like whatever button is there, whatever it triggers, like even the my buttons, like it's always none. It doesn't lead to anything. That loop is kind of closed.
I
Which
wish
is
that the my buttons were capturable on the BLI because they're currently not. And I know that I'm tapping into the Discord discussion with the BLI and also the sources. I understand the logic behind the sources because the sources you basically trigger from the BLI app, but on that in that case, you can set up a status macro that if that source is triggered, then you can do something else. So that was few people. I mean, no, also, I forget who it was with the 9,000 trying to pipe it in through the.
Sean, I think.
Yeah, so you could technically do it with. Yeah, you can't do it because it's IR. Like you need an NLML converter, in my opinion, is the best way.
Yeah, I think he had one of those, but then you need to get your remote back into IR every time you do that, right?
Yes.
Unless there's a way to tie the NLML into the BLI. I don't think so.
Yeah, it just shows up as a zone, like a active kit in the old Masterlink terms.
Huh.
You can, yeah, because it's on the same platform more or less that the Avants are built off of, right? Before the pre ASC.
Yeah.
And my Avant is on the, and so is the V1. They're both on the BLI, so they work. It's just it's a little bit more sluggish than. It's funny how quickly you get used to better and faster, right?
Yeah, it becomes the norm.
Becomes the norm, and then you go to a place where they have a Biosystem 3 and you fucking click, and it's like, do we have power? Oh shit! Okay. right? And it just clicks on, and then the screen comes on, which I still welcome the curtains, but I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
I mean, in that sense, right, you can't really tell with the 90s, but you can with the 50s because the lenses have to open. But the 50s are quite slow. And you can mostly tell by you hear the click and then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, with the 90s is the same thing, but I wish that
moves.
they did. Well, with the 90s, what I don't like is that for some reason the secondary turns on first, then the primary, right? So it's click clack, right, and then the volume wheels light up fully, and then they disappear, right? So I think that they should have timed it together, just like on the 50s, where one turns on, the other one turns on, and then the lights on the top domes come on together. So. Yeah, the NLML converter works on BLI, so it's I'm not too concerned over it. Even the Essence Mark II is capable of BLI. I actually kept one Essence Mark II here with the IR link eye on it as a basically a very pricey infrared receiver for B&O. In case I decide that I won't reinstall the Avant back in my bedroom if I move from this place.
Could you use Essence to power a shape if you needed that IR in your bedroom?
Well, here's the catch-22. I still have the old core, but the problem with the old core is the old BeoSound core will take regular BeoTalk commands until you plug it into the shape and the shape design ID is entered.
Yeah.
Then the only thing that'll work off of the BeoTalk is light commands and control commands, depends on what version of the BeoTalk and software you have. Everything else is shot, so no volume. So like, let's say BeoTime no longer can control track skipping and reversing and volume up and down. It'll take a standby, but it'll also take all the light commands. So if I wanted to then trigger, I would still, I could still have the link eye. That's how I have it in Calgary apartment, where the link eye was still there, and then I couldn't really control the volume. I couldn't give a shit less for the volume because it was serving the purpose of, like, you set to this volume to turn on when I'm going to bed, and you set to this volume again when I wake up in the morning. And then the BeoTime would send light blue or light red, which would depend on the seasons. Light blue was for turn on the shit and set the air conditioning to cool, and light red is vice versa to that whole thing. Set everything on and just turn up the heat to whatever I had it set up. I don't remember, 24 degrees. So now the problem is, if I do go down the venture of a new BeoConnect core, right, just for the sake of sound quality improvement and such, I would need to figure out where to hide the bloody Essence, because the Essence does not fit in the tile. So I would have to run a cable or run the Essence somewhere here under the bench or whatever, wall mounted, I guess, with the link eye beside it so I can control it.
Well, maybe this apartment isn't the greatest for it, but if you are more permanent in one place, right? Like if you have a hollow wall, you can just, like, it doesn't, an Essence doesn't get that warm, does it?
No. It's more or less the size limitation that bothers me than anything else.
Because you can just, in North America anyway, you can just drop it behind the drywall.
So legal. But people do it fucking everywhere, man.
Shit.
Like, what's gonna happen? And so that's the only drawback, I guess. I wish there was some sort of a USB-C IR adapter that B&O would come up with, or some third party would come up with. But that is you might as well throw a coin in a well and walk away and consider yourself lucky, I guess. But I don't think that'll ever transpire. The IR is completely dead. And I think the worst problem now is that I'm starting to find out that, like, the Bell and other what do you call them, TV providers or TV service providers, they're now deleting the fucking IR off of their boxes. So you're screwed for the puck control.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bluetooth doesn't cost anything anymore. Not really.
No, but the problem is that, I don't really care for the B&O puck control, essentially, because I guess you can do it locally. But what if you're doing an installation like, I was doing Bahamas when there's 4 different server rooms and there's no fucking way the Bluetooth will reach that, even if they had the remote. So you have to have it controlled by something. You know what I mean? So like, is there going to be now like a IR to Bluetooth transmitter adapter that you could purchase to pair to the bloody whatever? Like, how the fuck do you do this in the automation world nowadays? Or tell people, you know what, just forget the freaking regular TV and download. Like, if you're running Bell, then you're fine because you can download the Bell app on the LG panels, right? But then the only thing that you're out to lunch for is not a number pad.
But probably that's. Wait, Sandeep says they exist. FLIRC adapters, small converts Bluetooth into IR. But that's probably look. The progression of technology has made it for the average user much better, right? Like the average user has a much
average user
time.
now has one remote experience like the B&O used to have, right? Because they can control the TV with an IR flasher, and the Bluetooth controls the box, which is somewhere else. You don't have to look at it. But for automators and integrators like myself, this sucks. It absolutely sucks.
A FLIRC adapter, FLIRC. Sandeep uses one.
Pull it up if you can find it. Does BLI support Bluetooth proxies? Not that I know of. I know there is I'm sure you could build a driver, I guess, with the help of AI now, because there's an AI helper also that you have a couple credits on the BLI. I've used it once, but it never really did what I wanted it to do, type of thing. Maybe I wasn't specific enough or in particular enough, because you got to be really on ball with it. But I know there's a USB to RS-232 converter also for outputs, so you could use something like that with the BLI. But I honestly can't comment on it because I haven't had a chance to play with it. Okay, so that's the guy, hey? Very interesting.
Several ones of them. You can also.
That would be worth a try for sure, at least within not even the B&O environment, but for the sake of if it works with the Bell and Videotrons and boxes of today and age.
Interesting as well.
I learned something every day. I did not know that it existed. But I guess Sandeep was pushed over the cliff and had to venture. So good on you that you found it.
Kind of the weird problem of having stuff in a server room, right? That used to be normal, but I'm not sure that is anymore.
I know everything.
Yeah. I mean, stuff is so small these days, and especially B&O, everything's built in that you kind of don't need
any of this nonsense.
A server room for the media anymore. Not really.
No, if you're running everything off the apps, then you're definitely fine. Like, Plex Player, if you have good quality content on your server hard drive, or even like myself on the computer we're talking on with the hard drive attached to it, paired it to the Plex, and it works like a charm. Now,
I mean, if it's wired Ethernet, right, then you're golden anyway, and that's all the control you need.
The only drawback you have, that if you have peripherals like a Oppo Blu-ray player or any other Blu-ray that you want that mechanical media per se, I would just refer to it as such from now on. But any mechanical media takes, space.
One thing I always thought weird with that is, like, do you really want to walk to your server room to put a DVD in there and then walk back to wherever your TV room is? Like, why would you not have?
I guess.
Yeah, no, I understand, but like, why would you not have that local to the room you're actually watching it in?
Well, you could, but if that is wired prior to, then it's fine, because you can put the cables. You can just run a HDMI extender right into the back of the theater.
Oh no, I understand the connection, but the physical act of putting the disc in and out.
Yeah, but
right?
then you can have it somewhere in the room that is not like close to the bloody TV, right? Like you can have it somewhere in the cabinet per se with all your
Yeah.
DVDs. So when you open it, there's your disc. You can pick it up, slide it in, and it works on the TV that is, let's say, across the room.
I mean, I think, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think the way Guy has it, where he lives now, is that he has his wall with his theater in his 90s, right? And his sort of server room is directly behind it.
That's the best case scenario.
So, like, that makes sense to me because you hide all the shit, but it's also so close that the difference is more optical than anything.
Yeah, you don't have to go down to the basement or wherever, right? And just, open the rack, wait for the TV or DVD to boot up or whatnot. So,
I mean, I have a similar thing, right? Like my sort of server closet is in the same room as my living room. So if I ever need to do anything, if I need to go to, like, I don't know, to the Plex server as such, I literally can see my TV if I do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I use Plex. Well, I use it a lot, but I just watched all the movies that I had saved, so I don't have a need. And quite honestly, there is nothing but utter shit on Netflix and Prime.
I've converted so many DVDs and stuff I had into Plex, like I couldn't watch that in the next year, even if I wanted to.
Nice. I have still a box of Blu-rays, and I think I'm gonna, because I have the B&O cabinet and it kind of sits there underneath all this Lego with the V1 sitting on it. So I'm thinking I'll just put it in for the V1 and the Avant across the room. I'm gonna have to call Jen to come over and help me take the TV down because I'm not doing this with my girlfriend again. And then I'll have to make a hole and fish some cables through because I'm getting really sick and tired of. I don't know what the fuck. I know what the fuck. The TV is old, okay, and I don't watch it much. And for some reason, the Avant just drops off the Wi-Fi, and I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi board. Because if it is, it's not that big of a deal because it's inside the lens, like all this Wi-Fi shit's there. So, and I have a spare one, obviously. So, and I have a spare video engine. So I'm thinking, like, do I start swapping parts and taking it apart? Or do I just hardwire the bloody thing and not worry about it at all?
I would go hardwire. It's better for everything.
That's the thing. The only problem is that I need to somehow get the goddamn cable to that location. And it's not that it's going to be hard, but it's sure as shit ain't going to be a lot of laughs. But it's doable, right? Everything's doable if there's enough bourbon and fish hooks and fish together.
I mean, maybe you could try and buy one of these, was it Wi-Fi to Ethernet adapters? And
I had thought about that.
But actually, if that stays on, it's the Wi-Fi chip, right?
Yes. I might just do it for the shits and giggles of the experiment and just run the network cable on the surface, ugly as a dog shit, and put the adapter directly on the plug underneath because I have one vacant, right? There's a Lab 19 plugged into it, but I have one more spare plug. So I'll plug that in there. And if it's the network that works, that if the hardwire works, then I know for a fact it's a Wi-Fi chip.
Yeah.
Because even like saving, like when you store settings, it feels like forever, but I've timed it. It's about 10 to 15 seconds on average that it stays, and then setting stored. That you can't do anything with the Beo Remote 1, right? It just, okay, we're good now. So
this is like 2 kilobytes of data I have to store.
I know. It's like, Jesus Christ, do I have enough space for that? So whatever it does inside to check and work and whatever it works. So I don't complain. But the problem is that, the problem is that the BeoTime triggers through, or the BLI triggers through the Avant off the BeoTime for the morning sequence, right?
Yeah.
But now that she's gonna be living here, I wake up at 6, she wakes up at 8, right? So do I want to have the whole fucking, and the park, entertainment park and whatever, the country fair go off in my house while I'm leaving? Or do I just humbly get off the bed and leave the bedroom completely out of the element and just have the BLI turn on the lights in the house here based on a set timer at 6 30 per se because I,
you can
roll around
you
a
can
bit.
just not tell her and set off a bunch of Mexican shit at 8 a.m.
Oh, I should do that. Like play a fucking mariachi song at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll have to look up some good Mexican stuff, and I'm gonna do it for sure. Because she's gonna be like, what
I
the
mean, your
fuck?
lights go that sort of filter you always have when the film goes over the border, right? That orangey, reddish.
It would be a
glow.
bitch to program the macros, but I could make them blink too and change colors, right? Because it's not that hard to do it. But it's a long macro. Cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
Ding. Oh man, I only feel bad for people that have the 90s in theater on because that really booms. I watched some YouTube streamers and such, right? And
Yeah.
bro, like when they grab the microphone, it's a lot of, even I don't use the 90s when I do that because it just boof, right? Like it's so much low frequency. It almost hurts the ear. So even on the speech mode. So yeah, if you're a streamer, don't grab your mic. Let people enjoy their ears, especially when they have a good system like Bang & Olufsen.
Well, it needs to be, if you do, it needs to be either by like here, right, where you're not, don't grab the body of the mic. Like this is already better because I'm still not touching any of the suspensions.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just the things, the pet peeves of the podcast listenings.
Well, I mean, you don't notice yourself doing it quite often.
No. It is exactly that you don't know. Just don't know. So
yeah, B&O is kind of dead. I take it a lot of the guys, including like DJ Neo and the captain and stuff, went to B&O like last week.
Yeah, they went to do a factory tour.
Yeah, in Denmark.
That's probably one of the best memories I've had in my life with the brand of any kind that I worked with, to actually go there and see it. You could eat off the floor, bro. There's no 10-second rule in Denmark. Fuck, not in the factory 5. And drop that shit and come back after lunch, pick it up and eat it, and it's still gonna be clean.
Yeah, I wonder if they saw anything they weren't supposed to see, or if like everything was draped properly.
I've seen what I wasn't supposed to see on the second trip because I knew where to start looking. The first trip, you're just struck in, it's just, you're struck in awe and amazement of everything, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that never seen the daylight of the retail store or a B&O boutique. But usually when there's a big black blanket over something in the whatever room that they are guys working in, you bet your ass it's a new product coming up, or at least a prototype of some sorts that is going to be maybe considered later down the road. But if they go out of their way to cover it, there is a reason for it.
I mean, this may be me and slightly peculiar, right? But seeing the pictures and seeing how nice it is there,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't understand why they have a headquarters in Copenhagen.
I think that's a money flex more than anything, quite honestly.
Yeah, is it just to attract some sort of talent that you can't make move to a nicer place?
Well, in Struer, there's 30,000 people population. It's kind of hard to sift and look for people. But I guess they're a popular enough and respected enough brand, at least in Denmark, I would think, that they could hire engineering brain power from outside. Is it lucrative for them to move to Struer? Because then, like that fucking city dies after 6 o'clock, and the only thing is there that wobbling penguin or whatever that bar is that you can go hang out in. Yeah, but
surely if you get like the 400 people that are in Copenhagen to that place, you have more buying power in the village and more stuff starts happening in the village, right?
That's a fair point too.
Like it's a bit cause and effect. I mean, maybe also because everybody moved to Copenhagen, it's now dead after 6. But that's also how they live kind of in Denmark, isn't it? Just like August is just off. Like, we're not doing anything in August. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just, it makes it like, why are you like 2 hours that way? I mean, just because it's the city, like you can't commute. You can't even live halfway in between.
But yeah, like DJ News says, they said the Copenhagen, there are more other agencies for marketing partners there. So that's exactly it. But yeah, I think the people in Struer, if they put, in my opinion, if they put the marketing people back to Struer, I think that whole Instagram's going to have these fucking angry vegans all over again, with depressed people and unhappy with the product that they should love.
But that
Which,
is kind of a city folk idea, right? That whole
yeah,
depressed vegan thing. Like, I mean, because they're kind of rural in Struer, but it also has a sort of elegance and calmness about it that, like, it's not hustling and bustling in Struer.
but maybe that's what the new generation needs to feel, that they're doing something, that you have the rush of the city versus the death of or the quietness, right? That's not death, but the quietness of the rural area. And yeah, I guess to Philip Robbins' point, that yeah, it makes sense to keep the engineer because they have to be there, right? So
Yeah.
they kind of live on a different pace of life than Copenhagen. I've been to David Lewis Designer's office in Copenhagen. It's a beautiful place, but yes, it's far. But also comparatively now, like, back in the David Lewis era, it kind of made sense and kind of didn't make sense, right? Because he did have to physically travel a lot. Where now you got the Zoom, you got the Skype, you got the Video Ninja shit that we got going on here. There's all these tools now that your entire presence is not really necessary to be there, right?
Yeah,
That's what
but
I
I do
think.
think it affects your mental state in how you perceive a brand, how you perceive your own work, even, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%
Like,
it does.
like if you're in some sort of cubicle in some sort of generic building versus if you're in a converted barn, that feels very different coming to work.
Yes. But
I mean, it's
I'm not going to convince them of anything other than keep on doing what you're doing with the software because it's working fine.
oh, it's getting way better. Yeah. I mean, for coders, it's slightly different, right? Because coders tend to be a bit uh,
Weird, let's just
yeah,
say.
and live in their own world and a bit autistic, and they tend not to notice what happens around them anyway.
Yeah.
But for everything else, like, I think the marketing people that want the marketing people should probably be in Struer more, because that's the essence of the brand. Because, like, I
I'm
don't know,
sure they visit often.
I mean, even the new customers they're after, right? The very high net worth, dynamic
Individual.
people and whatever, they don't tend to come home to want more dynamicism. They just want homes
Serenity
to
and
be,
peace. Yeah.
yeah, large, quiet, and functional. And
Shit, I have to say, man, about the functionality and stuff, I was amazed that even after the software updates that came on while I was in Bahamas, right?
yeah,
I came back 15 days later. I pressed the light button on my keychain and everything fired up. Nothing was offline, nothing was fucked. The only thing that was fucked was level in my bathroom because the Google Assistant fell off the chair or something, and just knocked itself out. So take the charging thing out, put it into a battery storage mode, plug it back in, came on, then it wouldn't join. So I had to reboot it again, and now she's fine. So I think the only iffy one that is on the Mozart platform are the ones that
GVA ones.
were infected with the GBA nonsense earlier on. So, oh, my cigarette died.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, for the guys that went, I really loved seeing those pictures float by, and it seemed like
Oh yeah,
a
I could never get enough of those.
good group of people. Wait, where am I looking at photos? But yeah, it just struck me like, I mean, it's a wonderful place, right? And it's sort of like, why are you in a city that has not much to do with your heritage? It's just, I don't know. It seems a bit odd to me, because it makes sense in the kind of marketing we're seeing, right? That it comes from a bigger city than where the
Where it's
headquarters
being
actually.
made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's done on purpose. Maybe we just don't know shit, and all these marketing people have to have meetings on meetings to how about the meetings, right?
Oh, probably, yeah.
So,
But I'm not entirely sure that's necessarily a good thing, because it's definitely not efficient.
maybe there's not enough coffee shops in Struer to accommodate for that. Let's be real,
Yeah,
because they do go out, right? Leave the
yeah.
office environment to I guess source ideas and such, and there's not much to source in Struer.
I mean, if you're Dutch, join BeoFriends, because those are the guys that set it up. I think it's beofriends.nl, I'm pretty sure. I had when I still lived there, I had some of the guys over to my apartment. And very nice people, but it's essentially a group of former techs and repair guys and store managers. And they do repair days as well, where they show new interested people how to like repair a Beogram 1000, a thing that hasn't been made in like 60 plus years, right? And they'll just teach you. And I think the yearly contribution is like 15, 25 euro or something like that. It's
I'd
not
love
very
to
expensive.
get trained on fixing the 9000.
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of these guys have like 30-year plus of being a repair guy, right? Like at an actual dealer. And they'll just show you how to do things and why you should do things and that sort of thing. So it's quite cool to keep it all alive.
I agree.
And then they organized this, so it's a good initiative.
I think so too. I think it's a great initiative. Yeah, factory tours at B&O. It's if you're a lifelong fan of B&O, I think you have to make the trip to go to Struer to see how the magic is made, because it is. I'll never forget those moments. I definitely I remember going through these things, just being amazed. And you go to cafeteria and you eat off a plate that has a B&O logo, which is fucking cool. It's the little things. So, DJ Neo, since you walked through the factory, let me ask you the most important question. Did you steal one of those bottle openers?
Will you not confirm or deny?
That's it. Because that is the rule. You have to at least come with one home. 11-hour drive, yeah, that's a big trip. But
really, I'm barely in Tennessee by then.
Well, yeah, look at you now, losing all the compassion for all these long distance drives, man. God, I know I'm the same way. Like I don't feel bad for Europeans driving, but yeah, you're driving through freaking villages and small roads and such, right? Where here you get on the interstate and literally it is interstate, so you go between for a long time. And just when you thought you were going fast, some crazy moron just blows by you, either on a bike or some sports car.
I mean, I have driven to Denmark before. We had to deliver something to a harbor. Like somebody called me, "Hey, do you want to make a quick buck? I have all these metal plates that need to go on this fishing boat for repair, and it needs to be in Denmark like by tomorrow." So we drove.
How long's the drive?
Well, the harbor was much further south than where Struer was, right? So
of course,
it was like 9 hours.
That's a good trip.
Yeah, and we had like I don't know. Like 1,200 kilos of metal in the back.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, this was
That's the crew.
Yeah.
Is Miss Olufsen still around?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, that's the daughter.
Yeah.
But the mom, I wonder if she's
Oh,
still there.
that I don't know.
I think she's on above her, I guess, right shoulder. Looking at the picture,
Could be.
Steve at the forefront. That's it.
Well,
Leading
Steve
the pack.
knows everybody by name now.
Oh yeah,
like he's been to the so many times.
Or she's the wife of the son. Yeah, but she's yeah, I think so. One of them, but yeah, it's a crazy house too. I wonder what they've changed, because when I was there, they had BeoVision 12 on the low floor stand, motorized, which never was sold anywhere. But they're gonna make it for the Olufsen family and the farmhouse.
Yeah, how are you gonna say no?
That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That does not exist. Just 1 second here. But yeah, factory tour is always a memorable moment. No doubt about that. I wish I could go back there, but once you see it once or twice, it's the only thing that changes is whatever's on the production line, really.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing.
I mean, B&O decided to put out more weird renders.
Let's see. Is that their new concept home or something?
Curve homes, swank villa in the French Riviera. That's what it says.
That's cool. Polished Biolab 8s. There comes the atelier. It's very nice.
I mean, it's very
it's very green.
Which is very fake, because like these wall brackets are like not how they normally are. They're just plates on the wall, and then this is all kinds of wobbly.
Yeah, and also there is a problem. There's no cable I can see coming in, because you still see a little bit of it.
Yeah, and then is it more of like, I'm not sure what sort of color this is meant to be, because it's sort of a lot of colors and none of anything specific.
Mm-hmm. Well, that control plate looked definitely different. I still think they should upgrade that to a glass. That
Yes.
should have never been plastic. Never had been plastic. Plastic was good for Essence remote. That's where it ends. So I don't know what the limitation, because it's definitely not cost comparatively what they actually cost nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So
we still only see Charles from Ferrari. I wonder when we're going to see Lewis, if we're going to get a new Ferrari edition. Oh, here he is. At least once.
There you go. There's one.
But even if you go on the B&O website for anything Ferrari edition, right, it's only Charles Leclerc.
I guess they just don't want to reshoot the photos, and at the end of the day, what's the point when all that Ferrari stuff is more or less not in the production, unless you buy the 50s for the theater?
Yeah, but I bet you they're going to make whatever new is coming pretty soon. They're going to make a Ferrari edition out of.
They should.
Yeah.
Especially if their logo is now splashed on the back of the Formula One fins.
Yeah. I mean, he also, right, is on by himself, or maybe it's his dad, a B&O fan. Because I know this, because when was this? This was like 8 years ago. He was like, the BBC has like sports personality of the year or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was when he won his like 5th world title or something like that. And he couldn't be there, and he had to like apologize and say thank you, this, that, and the other. And in the back was a black 18 with like the light oak covers on them.
Well, I guess it's funny, because once you grow up around B&O, it'll never really leave your blood from the system, or your system rather. It just doesn't happen.
I mean, he couldn't really do much about it, because Mercedes was sponsored by Bose, so like you can't really be like have a major team sponsor and they go like, I hate you.
Screw you and your cubes.
Screw you and your millions of dollars making this possible.
Yeah, exactly. Good old Bose. Better off with something else, as they say.
Like I don't think you watched a Formula One, did you?
No, I don't have, I guess, a platform nor a care to get it to watch it at this point of time.
Yeah, it was in the
And I've been so
Netherlands
busy.
this weekend, and it was a weird sort of disaster.
Oh yeah,
Like Lewis crashed, kind of got caught out by and crashed very
shit.
strangely, and then Charles Leclerc was like knocked out by somebody crashing into him.
Oh, so it was a proper shit show.
Yeah, and then other people are having issues, and
Damn.
it was strange. I think most people around here. I'll pull that. Did you watch F1?
Is there an app on the LG platform that you can watch it on?
I don't know. Probably ESPN.
Because that would be something to look at.
I don't know if you need to pay for that.
I'm sure you have to pay for subscription. Everything is subscription based.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on the country, right? Like for the longest time in the Netherlands, anyway, if you had Ziggo, which is like the bell of the Netherlands, it was free to watch because you just got it in your standard package.
Yeah, it's in the package.
And
Cats on the table exploring stuff.
I think including internet, we paid like €50 a month, including internet and TV. So it wasn't like an even extreme package or anything.
So it's not that bad. Come here.
Yeah, and then the bloody Danes came. Henrik came with Viaplay, and it's like in most of Europe, it's now all Viaplay.
Oh, well, there's
And
the
cat. And that's all Henrik.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're annoyed by the cost, blame Henrik.
Get him on the podcast and roast him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's more or less in charge of that shit anyway. So
he's pretty busy, man. He always was busy, man.
Yeah, he did way too much.
But hopefully he didn't burn out, because that's also a risk when you do too much, that, no matter how much you love it, at some point it becomes like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, if I remember right, like even the Sky Sports feed you see, all the cameras are put up by Viaplay.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's all Henrik and his crew, and I think he's the boss of the whole Formula One division thing.
Nice. It's funny to know somebody that actually runs it. But like, run it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, was it? You're gonna have the race in Montreal pretty soon, aren't you?
No, Formula Week was gone already. That's in June or July. I don't know if there's another one, but the Formula Week is that's already passed. Because that is a crazy event as far as it was July, I think it was.
Oh yeah, it was June 15th.
Or June 15th, yeah. Because Formula Week, that was the city just goes nuts, and everybody thinks they're one of the race drivers, right? And the highways get fucked up with people. There's a lot of sports cars here, a lot of Porsches. Speaking of Porsches again, I think that there's the Montreal is predominantly Porsche enthusiast city. Yes, you'll find some Ferraris here and there, but like the 911s and GT3s and such, they are, I wouldn't say they're a dime a dozen, but you're very likely to see at least one or two a day.
I think most of the world is Porsches now, just because they work and they're reliable and they're just as fast, essentially, as anything.
I don't know how true it is, but they have, I read it somewhere, that they have some of the best build quality out of all the vehicles that are on the market.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if, like, you can compare them to like Rolls Royce or Bentleys and such, but yeah, Where is that?
Uh,
Some Last Supper, for
some
God's sakes.
some Fashion Week B&O sponsored.
Mm.
Uh,
It's the longest table just by looking at those candles. For God's sakes.
Copenhagen Fashion Week.
There he is.
So with a bunch of people that I have no idea who they
Who
are.
they are. Yeah.
But apparently this is all fashionable.
Well, it all goes hand in hand with money, right?
Yeah, I guess. You get
Weird cutlery.
Well, it's fashionable. It looks kind of like children's cutlery.
It looks like something that you get in a Wendy's when you order a salad.
Yeah.
Like the fork, it's the only difference that this one is not made of wood.
Yeah, it's almost like a spork. Like you can sort of use the back end for ladling.
Yeah. It's a very, very peculiar, but looks cool. So they have a bunch of 28s playing in the background, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Yeah, I have no idea who these people are. More or less.
Yeah, I don't either, but like it's a bit
What was on the menu?
a seasonal zucchini, scare, ancho chili, oil, mint salsa verde, preserved lemon. And then the main is wasted pasta, triplo pomodoro, confit cherry tomatoes, fresh basil. Dessert is summer peaches and gelato. And then the wine is red and white wines from Dépanneur.
Dépanneur. Dépanneur is a convenience store in French here.
Maybe it's over there too. I don't know.
Get a convenience store wine, man. Everybody gets a little packets of Advil for tomorrow because it's gonna split your head. Go back. Okay, I thought it was more than one person, but there's one person taking. Oh no, she's on the phone.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think many of these people are interested in audio at all. It doesn't seem like it.
No, I think they're just interested in the fact it looks cool, and you know what? I'll show up for a free meal and mingle.
Sure, I would too, right? But there's not a single picture of anybody of these people like interested or inspecting any of the audio stuff.
Mm.
Like, surely, if you and I were here, right, we would be like at least looking at like one of these speakers, like
Fixing the lamellas.
yeah, and you would hope that the camera guy would take a picture of that.
Yeah.
But these people are so interested into each other that they're totally ignoring this. Like, don't get me wrong, the setup looks very nice, but why is nobody looking at it?
Yeah, it's a little. Maybe they just never took pictures of people looking through it, which is kind of weird for B&O.
I mean, this was it. Is it the 7 whatever C it is? I forget the name now. Is it the 6000 C or whatever? It's a nice system.
Mm-hmm. So, for anybody that wonders, thanks, Philip, Robin. It's a Frama stainless steel all Pawsby edition cutlery set for those who want the same cutlery. Personally, I'm a fan of Cutco as far as the cutlery goes, and I have to say I haven't really owned a better set of knives since I bought the Cutco because there was really no need to replace it. And some of them are 20 something years old, and yes, I sharpen them, but they freaking work, man. And it's all polished stainless, surgical stainless steel, I guess. So I guess if I accidentally stab myself, I don't get infected.
Well, it depends on how clean it is.
That's a good point too, but I keep it pretty shiny. I still have those little paper covers on all the knife blades, so they only see the steak meat and whatever else is cut with it, and then they go back in the sheaths. But Yeah, I did take my Ferrari edition Explorer into Bahamas. Give it a couple days on the beach, couple times by the pool. It's cool because you think like, "Fuck, this is loud, man." When you're listening to it like over 50, but
Yeah.
then you walk like 2-3 meters and you can't hear it, which is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Where some people bring these big freaking boom boxes, right, and they take over the whole park with their shitty music. This is absolutely, in my opinion, the most perfect companion that you can ask for, other than the burger. But when it comes to sleek and slender, I think this is more practical because it even worst comes to worst, it fits in the cooler nicer because you can stack it with the cans. So
So if you time it right, you can go whoa when you open the cooler for a beer.
that's right. I play the what is it, the Evolution song,
Yeah.
I guess. So
I mean, the burger and the Explorer both are kind of great. It's just like what you want out of it, right? Like the burger is not as tough, but has more bass. The other one is way tougher and has a little less bass.
but you know what though? If you sit the Explorer in the corner, that thing presents itself very, very well.
Well, the bass is what annoys everybody else, right? Generally, if
That's
you're
right.
out and
Just
about.
sitting in the corner, man. If you know somewhere, put it on the countertop in the corner. Like make sure that it aims 45 degrees. It's not like it's got great stereo imaging, but there is stereo in it,
Yeah.
and it does get more pronounced when it's bouncing off the walls. I guess direct reflective technology by Bose we're implementing on the Explorer, but the bass does get pronounced as well
Well,
on the Explorer
another
when it's in
thing
the
from,
corner.
let's say, 60% volume, right? Like you have to hang this like where it doesn't touch anything because it
It
vibrates.
starts dancing, yes, on the wall. So that's the drawback, but not really that much.
I mean, I still like my A1. It's a nicer sound, but like I use this more or less in and around the house, right? Like
Hmm.
I'm not one for public beaches and that sort of thing. And if I do, like I'll just wear earbuds or headphones or something.
Hmm. Yeah, but like we said, this was with my colleague when we were in Bahamas. We took it to the beach. It still has the DJ function where two people can pair into it, right? So you can switch between the users who wants to play a next song and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. I do like it. It's a it's a sleek little smart product. I wish it
Huh.
not that I wish that it had a microphone, but I think the utility of its speakerphone would have been great
Yeah.
if it was all possible, but that's not what it is.
I never expected this. The majority of our viewers do not watch Formula One. Interesting.
Hmm. What do we got?
Well, so far
Six.
it's about 40-60.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I guess people have better things to do. Oh, I don't have a beach body either, my friend. But you get to the point in life where you just don't give a shit. And given to what I've seen in Bahamas, which just blows my mind because everything is so expensive. It's unfucking believable how expensive. It blew my mind how people can actually survive there, like the regular uh, locals, I guess. Because even in the cheap produce or I mean grocery stores, it's expensive
Yeah.
comparatively. Like I went yesterday, I went to do some shopping because I needed to rebuild the fridge after 2 weeks. Like raspberries are now $2.49 Canadian, so 2.50, right, for a little bushel thing, right, the little packet.
Yeah.
They're 8.99 US in Bahamas.
Dear Lord.
A fucking roll of paper towel is 5.50 US. And it's not even the chubby Costco one. Like you get this like a sample pack deal. It's a 6 pack of 330 bottles of Perrier were $19 US.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, man, it's like eye watering. But you can buy cigars for cheap, and bourbon is basically the same price. So
Is
that
everybody
was.
like sponsored by the government or something?
I have no idea, man, but everybody's fat. I don't know how they get fat, but all the chicks, man, like some of them just gotta butter up their hips just to get them through the front door of the Wendy's. But that was also my embassy too. We did a lot of Wendy's trips, because you go to a restaurant and a bottle of Pellegrino, right, that you can just order sparkling water, was $12 US for a bottle. Like it is staggering. And I guess being a North American most of my life versus being European most of my life now, I've kind of had outgrown from that I don't give a shit about you service. You already got your food, right? Like they
Yeah.
don't follow up. It's just the guy followed up with us once because we were sitting on the patio. So he literally just knocked through the window and we're like, look, what the fuck? And he's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I guess we're good. Fuck. Oh, this man, $200 meal for two people, and you knock on the fucking window to see if we're all right. What service is this?
One that doesn't tip.
No, because they bake it into the bloody bill. The gratuity is baked in, so you don't tip, but you already got your asshole shaved anyways. But yeah, it's insanely expensive there, man. Other than bourbon and cigars, because I loaded up on cigars before I came back.
But please do more of this sound travels or whatnot. It seems like this is just some regular dude that sent a photo in with his H100s. Like, this is cool. Like, more of this, please. Yes, please.
Wonder where that is. Like Swiss Alps somewhere, probably. There's a lake or a body of water underneath a river, I guess, or something. But it's very,
I don't
very
know. It almost looks North American to me with the amount of pine.
And that's too, like, it could be somewhere like Montana or Canada, somewhere here. This is definitely Rockies if it's in US or North America altogether. Because y'all got no hills like we do here. Well, except Alps, I guess. There's a little bit of that. But H100s are good headphones.
Yeah,
I like the serviceability of them.
Same. It's just that they're extremely pricey now.
Yes.
Like $2,200 US.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. But if you look at like Sennheiser, makes headphones for 10 grand, right? With its own preamp and such and things and whatnots. So you pay for the sex and you pay for the tech.
I mean, if you have the money, right, they're great headphones. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just like this is one of the fastest price rises on anything new I've seen that was this expensive already. Because they rose like $400 in under a year.
Which again, they screwed up because they should have gone with the steep price, and then they realized that holy shit, this is actually selling. Again, this is cool with the green on green. I like that combo.
Yeah, I think my dealer sold out in like a week or something of his H100s.
We sold out before they showed up, more or less, the first time around. So it just proves the point. There's still people that don't mind spending that money. And again, like, I guess if I was a headphone enthusiast like I used to be in 2 decades ago, I would save up and buy them. But to me, like, yeah, I guess, I don't know, older I get, the less headphones I consume, as far as because I fucking drive everywhere, right? So there's I have the B&O system in my car. When I get home, I'm not gonna walk around like a tonto with fucking headphones in my head when I have 90 standing in front of me. It just makes no sense. And I do use the EXs every now and then in the house, but that's more or less when I'm cooking, I'm listening to the podcast, and the fan is going crazy, and that's the only, I guess, time that I have, like, that I would logically use these. But other than that, I don't have a need per se. But that doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just I don't physically have a need for them. So that's my 2.5 cents on that.
I kind of wonder what what our audience is like, because, like, I mean, I know there's a fair few people that watch the channel that prefer headphones, but it's also due to the way they live, obviously, or like are in smaller apartment buildings, or like is it Chaba, where like his walls are like paper mache and his neighbor hears everything he does essentially in his house. And I mean, if you do not, if you care to be considerate, right, like amazing headphones get you there. Or if you live alone, right, like in a situation like that, headphones are, you can get more bang for the buck.
Yes, acoustically, 100%. 100% acoustically, you could get more. But, you know, I saw it on my girlfriend, you know, like she used to use these earbuds, whatever they are, from Apple's.
Yeah.
And when I switched her to EXs, first she's like, wow, you know, kind of, I don't know. Till one day she forgotten them in the office and she had to go back to her earpods. And then she was like, what is wrong with the sound of these things, man? Like, yes, they have a better noise canceling, but the sound is garbage compared to the EXs. And, you know, like I said, that's just what you get.
I mean, I use headphones the earbuds quite a bit. And that's often when driving or on the phone or like mowing the lawn or doing shit outside.
Yeah, I'm with Neo on that. I prefer the speakers, but wear the headphones still a lot because of the office life. And when I used to work in the office, in the architecture, this is a long time ago, you're just on the roll with the hitting the mic today. Right on, buddy.
Yeah, I guess I turned it a bit.
When I did work in the office, the A8s were still the thing and only thing other than the Form 2s for headphones. And I would listen to the A8s a lot because if you pause the music, you could just pick up the old school telephone with the coil wire in it and shit and talk on it without taking your earbuds or earphones out of the head because they were very transparent. But those times are long gone. I guess the last time they were seen with earset 2. So
but out of all the headphones that anybody's ever made,
these were the best.
Well, not just that, right? Like, especially
as far as
where
the comfort,
you worked, these are the most architectural design of headphones or earphones I've ever seen anybody make.
Yes.
Like, this is much more a statement than like even AirPods or whatever.
Yes.
Like, this is like, holy shit, somebody really paid attention to something this small.
Yeah, I know, they sounded so good. When I first got them, like, what the fuck, right? Because I was going from, again, earbuds. It was Sony Phonetopia. I forget what this is now, 21 years ago. More than that. Because I got this, my ex-wife bought this for me for Christmas with the BeoSound 2 in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was listening to it, I'm like, you know, there's not much bass. But once your ear gets used to the properly balanced sound, because like the Sonys and Panasonics of the yesteryears, they had a lot of bass because that's all they could do, really, right? There was not much clarity in them.
Yeah.
Where these had a lot of clarity, but they didn't really suffer on the bass. But when you first start listening to them, they just the crystal clear sound overwhelms your ears that you hear things that you never have before, and then you're like, oh yeah, there is bass here. The only thing that sucked about those is that the hair would get inside those little micro grills.
Yeah.
And they kind of would rattle. So I would do it. It was like a more or less a weekly ritual for me in the office where I would take the duct tape and just stick the headphone on it and peel it off, and it would just take off all the hairs, because it's not that the headphones are busted, it's the fact that the hair is touching the membrane and it's so close to your ear that it sounds like the headphones are done for, but not really. But
I mean, if nothing else, right? If you look at these just look expensive because like the material is so unusual.
they're
Like,
tough as rock too.
well, even to this day, you don't like you have expensive headphones and whatnot, but nothing uses aluminium like this.
No.
These just look expensive.
Yeah, the amount of machining that went into these is staggering.
I
For
mean, they
a
could
little
have just
headphone.
made this one sleeve of rubber, right? But they chose not to. Like this bit, like the whole thing. It's like it's literally designer
Yes.
because like it probably would have saved them $1 or $2 not to have these cuts in there, right?
Yeah, but you don't argue with David Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I mean, if this isn't like I design buildings, then I don't know what is.
Yeah. No, these were fantastic. And also the Earset one that came out after them for the Serene and Biocoms. Those were that I've used that a lot. Some people had a problem with them being fit properly, but I've rarely had people that would disagree. But I think it's also how you put them on your ear is another thing, because it's a very specific way to get them around your earlobe and then close them into your ear hole to make them sound good. And also the foam pads are a game changer, or were the game changer for these headphones, because they sealed up better for the bass response.
Yeah, this was the time where like nobody even made like shaped cones that went into your ear canal, right? Like every headphone was just this flat sort of circle.
Yeah, but some of them have those, like I had the in-ear headphones, earbuds, right? Like, but I said they were shit tuned because they were just made for bass. They never really compensated for it.
Yeah. Also, memory foam wasn't a thing back then.
No, but this is from the times when each device had its own purpose. You had a phone that flipped open and called the other person, and then you had an MP3 player that did fuck all but play the music, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and you had a Garmin sitting on your dashboard for GPS.
Yeah, because it wasn't usual that was built in yet. Like
Exactly.
if you look back into like I don't know, even look back into like a 2005, let's say S class or a BMW 7 series, right? If they even had navigation, the screen is like that big,
Oh yeah,
and it's not
it,
touchscreen.
no. Well, you can touch it, but it ain't gonna do anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've come a long way with tech.
I mean, it's if you buy old cars, right? You almost should buy them like the base version, not the upgraded version, because like a lot of the tech is like BMWs
So
in those
obsolete.
days were popular because they had a literal fucking phone that you could do that with, right?
My
In the
friend
middle of
back in
the armrest.
Slovakia, yeah, my best friend in Slovakia, the guy that actually tipped me in the B&O, he still has an M3 BMW with the phone in the center console.
Yeah,
So that's
it
like
is.
90 something or
I'm not sure
98.
they even work anymore, but
No, they don't. That frequency is completely taken out, because I think it was like a 900 megahertz GSM
yeah.
phone or whatever. Like
I
that's what
mean
the Serene used to work on as well.
the long wheelbase 7 series had a phone in the back, right? Because that's where the owner of the car sat.
That's funny.
So like you had that drop down thing with with your phone right there. So
And then there was the era of who has the smallest phone was cooler, and now we're back to these tablet things that are just, uh, you know, uh, I don't mind the new smartphone era, but what I do mind is maybe do them a little bit thicker with more battery juiced inside it, because these phones, if you run them the way I run them, which is, mostly it's GPS and taking pictures when you're on site of documentation, right, of what the work has been done and so on and so forth. It eats the battery up pretty quick.
yeah,
So
yeah. Uh,
And another thing that, speaking of eating the battery quick, I wish that B&O had corrected it somehow. I don't know how or why is it doing it. But if you're listening to the B&O radio on the Bluetooth, right, through your Explorer or whatever the peripheral is from Bang & Olufsen, as soon as the screen shuts off, the stream stops. So you have to have the bloody phone in a wall mount mode, right? So the radio keeps playing. So then you're burning the battery just by default of having the screen on, which is silly. And I don't know if it's just something that shuts down in the protocol of the phone that, okay, once you're done, you're done. If there's something in not notifications, what is it called? Bloody hell. In settings that you can modify in the apps, I'm not quite certain. But let's see.
I don't know if Deezer doesn't do this, you can just turn the screen off and it's fine.
Yes, but it does it with the Bio radio, so I don't know. Where is my Bang & Olufsen app? Right there. See, the new app, the 7 point something, is not only, but it's 311 megabytes on my phone, where the other one was half a terabyte.
Yeah, that's used to be a lot.
Yeah. Remove permissions and temporary first notification from the app. Is there anywhere all permissions? Let's go see this. Access to location, access to approximate location, only in the foreground. Connect to pair devices, discover pair devices, short notification, read phone status and identity, run foreground service with type media playback, quote unquote. What is that? Nothing. View Wi-Fi connections. Prevent from sleeping. Okay. View Wi-Fi connections. Allow the app to view the app to information about the Wi-Fi networking, such as whether the Wi-Fi is enabled, blah blah. So there is no run on startup. No. There's really nothing that you can modify. Receive data from internet. Allow apps to accept cloud to device messages sent by the app service. So that's not it either. I used to have this phone, and the texting, people thought I was rude till they met me, and I'm like, bro, that's why I say K, not OK or whatever, because every letter is a spin of the wheel, and
Yeah.
it was meant like that on purpose, because you shouldn't really. That was a music phone, and music was before the phone, so essentially you could have this phone as a high net worth individual with another SIM card in it. When reach me on this number when I'm running or gone for a walk. Yeah, so there is nothing in permissions that I could do to change it.
The B&O phones were kind of amazing. They were probably too quirky for en masse adoption.
You know what? Maybe they were, maybe they're not. But they came out. The Serene came out in an absolutely worst time that it could have come out, because it came out in 2008. I think 3 or 4 months prior to the iPhone.
Yeah,
and that killed everybody's business basically, because everybody other than BlackBerry was the one that survived the longest as far as the battle with iPhone was, and then they died
barely. Because
people
got sick of that keyboard quite quickly after you saw you could just have a touch keyboard. At that point, BlackBerry, the only thing you would really use it for was privacy, right?
Yeah, it was a great business phone. I think Obama had a BlackBerry. I'm sure it was modified a little bit, but he was the one using BlackBerry at the time.
Well, everybody does.
Yeah.
U.S. government uses iPhones, right? But they're heavily modified. They don't have cameras.
Oh, interesting.
There's not a camera on the back or the front. You can't FaceTime with them, that sort of thing.
Which makes sense, because who knows how and where you can hack into them. It's sort of who and how you can get it hacked into, right?
Facebook already did that, right? Like they already turn your front-facing cam, or used to. I don't know if they still do, but they got caught doing that. Where like whenever you use their app, the front camera came on intermittently, just to take snapshots of your face to see what you were interested in.
That's interesting. Yeah, and it probably monitors your facial expressions too on a micro or minute level of whatever, right, or nanoscale.
It's probably
And
also
based
how
off
they
of
knew
that,
if you were on in the bathroom or not.
that's true too, because it would figure out based on the backgrounds of you and all that.
Yeah.
Scary technologies nowadays, I gotta say.
I mean,
But that's the world we live in now, Fudge. The Internet of Things. But I guess we're one major power outage off, and we're going back to camping because then everybody's equal again.
Yeah. Good luck in the cold. That's partially why I
That would suck. My biggest worry is like if something like that cataclysmic would happen, how long would this building be actually occupiable for? Because all the entry, all the access to the building is fob based, right? So I guess it would depend on when the gas is cut to the building for the generator, because the generators are gas powered here.
Yeah. I don't know, 3 days, and then you're kind of done.
I would think so, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it is over there, but in most major cities, I don't think people have more than 3 days worth of food in their place anyway.
Well, it depends what you eat, because if you have a lot of frozen shit, then you're a little bit luckier than the average Joe. But if you consume fresh perishables like produce and salads and things, like you're done within, I would say, not even a week.
Yeah, but your average fridge in like Montreal, let's say, is not that big, right? Even if you were like 2 or 3 people in your apartment. Like it's just,
you would eat through that within if it's loaded, I think that we could eat through this fridge, 2 of us, in a week and a half.
Yeah.
And then what? How are you gonna cook pasta? What am I gonna have a Milwaukee M18 Element if they make one?
Yeah, for once, and then your battery's dead.
I need a couple of them, yeah. But how do you cook? How do you do anything? How do you even get back in the building when the fobs are not working and the access control gives up a ghost and you just can't enter your apartment no more?
Metal chair.
Now, through these doors would be tough, but
I guess that's what wedges are for.
Yeah, but then you fuck up your door. Now you have, now it's open all the time.
Oh, then you get like these long ass wood screws out, and you just go. Okay, we're locked for tonight.
How much battery is left in that drill for you to come in and out?
Yeah.
How many times, right? It's just goes down that rabbit hole. But hopefully that'll never happen, or at least not in my lifetime. Once I'm gone, I don't care if the fucking meteor strikes directly where my grave is. But until then, hold off. Hold off. I'm not into that. So.
Oh well, you can't do much about it anyway.
No, not at all. Just turn on the music loud and watch the world burn till the power cuts.
God, it feels like the sun has come out. It's gotten hot in my office all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was pretty bright in there for a bit, so you just pull the shade down.
Yeah, well, also there's no the thermostat is in the living room, right? So with the door closed and everything, like this is the only.
It doesn't know, yeah.
This room heats up because there's like a computer in here, and the windows open a bit for like smoking and stuff. And
yeah, you don't get cold air coming in. That's for damn sure.
No,
not from outside.
No, that's another.
That was one of the cool things. Yeah, that was one of the cool things in when I was in Bahamas, that I could just smoke like right on the freaking front porch, basically, right? And it would never bother anybody because nobody has their windows open. It's too hot.
You don't open your windows here from, I don't know,
morning from sun up to sundown, basically.
Like mid May to probably mid-November. Like everything's shut all the time.
Yeah, because it's crazy hot.
I mean,
remember when I
my
was
sister was saying, like, if I come over, I want to sleep with the window open. It's like, why?
good luck. Fuck.
It's like
Like,
fresh air. It's like, no, that's and too expensive, and it's really hot. Like, why
Yeah.
would you want to do that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Damn it,
that's
son, go away. It was nice
yeah.
today. Now it's getting hot.
It was pretty sunny. I got screwed over when I landed back because when I was leaving for Bahamas, it was 37 degrees in Montreal, and it was only 32, I guess, only in Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was coming back, it was fucking rain plus 11, right? And you're coming from 37-degree heat now to the other side, man. Oh God, I was freezing my ass off not even just in Montreal, but when I landed, but even in Toronto, it was a 2-hour layover. Whew, it was pretty cold. So I learned my lesson. I'm gonna take a windbreaker jacket next time, anyways, because you never know.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing, but I also got some crazy stories to listen to over the hurricanes and the guy that was our neighbor. He's a born and raised Bahamian.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, I forget what name of the hurricane it was, but it was one in 2017 where it like really fucked him up. He said that if you see
Yeah, that's probably the same that the Dominican in, or
Yeah. Haiti,
yeah, and what's that other island? Puerto Rico.
but yeah, he said that it was like he's never seen anything like it, and he's never gonna stay here. If they say get category 4 or 5, he's leaving the island. He's gonna go, I don't know, somewhere for a week or so, come back to ruins, but at least you come back.
Yeah,
because they almost lost their life in that hurricane. And he said there was so much water that blown in from the ocean. They had 25 feet of water inland, and the fucking sharks come in, and they were eating people that were either drowning or drowned.
yeah. I mean, last
It's a
year
massacre, dude.
we had that hurricane, we had storm surges of like 12 or 14 feet or something like that.
That's unimaginable here, fuck.
And I mean, where we weren't in the eye of it, but like, holy shit! I don't necessarily want to do that again.
Yeah, you quickly realize the power of nature and how you have no influence on it, literally. So,
I mean, like a lot of downtown was like just hip deep water, right?
that's crazy.
And downtown isn't necessarily on sea level because it like sort of goes weird up and down around you. But yeah, it's like I've never heard my roof shake before like that.
Yeah, it's very sobering once you get into these kind of systems. But and again, it's not how fast the wind is blowing, but also what the wind is blowing. And there's a lot of stuff that comes through. And in 200 miles winds, man, like that's some serious speed.
Yeah, that's why we upgraded everything partially.
Mm-hmm.
Like it helps with the energy bill, but it also helps with like keeping shit from flying into your house.
And peace of mind, yeah, that you can trust your home to be safe in it.
Yeah, like I mean, these windows are so strong, right? We don't need to board up the house. Like if it comes through plywood, right? It's gonna come through our windows because like our windows are stronger than the plywood.
I would still do it just as the mediator, the buffer, you know.
If it's a category 4 and above, sure.
Yeah.
But 4 and below, not really needed. I mean, these windows, like they're rated for a 2x4 flying directly in it at like 90 mile an hour is what, like 150 kilometers an hour, and they don't shatter like the 2x4 shatters.
It doesn't even crack it.
No.
Okay, so that's a different glass then, for sure.
Yeah, it's like after there was some neighbors told me like was it 97 or 95, something like that. There was a category 5 that hit like 100 miles, which is like 160 kilometers south of us, and it was like proper category 5. And like for a lot of homes, even inland, right, all you found were like foundations and maybe the water tank or something like that.
Yeah, everything has just blown off.
And then like within 2 years they said, fuck no, we're going to change all the building codes.
Which makes sense because that's an expensive rebuild.
Yes. I mean, I thank God for one of our contractors noticing our garage door was just a regular ass garage door, and not the Florida kind of garage door. So we had that replaced because apparently garage doors are nice, right? Where you can just like it goes up and down, and you drive in and that sort of thing. But they're also like ultra flimsy metal, and now we have, God, it's like 2-3 times as thick, but they also have braces on every bit that folds.
Oh,
because
okay.
apparently if your garage door goes, it just goes into your garage, right? But then pops the whole roof off.
Well, yeah,
It's
because
sort of
there's a
like if you
lot.
have
Yeah,
a can and you do that to it.
yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. It's not really off topic. We're off topic. What's the best static or solid state drive device to use in BeoMaster 5 for replacement? Ooh, anything really that has that legacy connection to it. I think it's eSATA, I believe, or SATA
Yeah.
drives.
The main brand to look for is Crucial
Yes.
with a C.
And I guess if you still can get lucky, update your RAM on it from 1 to 2 gigs because it's a Windows XP and it can take 2 gigs because it's a 32-bit system on it, not 64.
Yeah.
So that'll make your scrolling much easier. And my personal advice, keep the number of tracks below 12,500. 10,000 tracks, I found it works the smoothest. And, like I'm from the era where we would load this thing up with, if it was 1 terabyte, put 750 gigs on it, right? That's a lot of goddamn music. And on its own, the mods, I think it took almost 4 days to process all of it. But then I understand what that thing is doing. However, when you have so much music on it, it mixes so many genres because some of those tracks are so similar to it with dynamics and how it analyze, or the way that it's analyzing it, it sees them as similar. And yeah, you may end up with Marilyn Manson after Nora Jones sometimes, and just weird shit. But it's specific songs that it does it with. Also, there are a few songs that if you are lucky to find, the algorithm makes the perfect playlist out of them. That takes a little bit of finagling around, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you need to make sure it's an older connection.
Just say the connection should be fine, but I get an extra stick of DDR2, which is hard to find nowadays because almost nothing uses DDR2 anymore.
Yes.
But make sure to clone the drive and not just pop a new one in. But you can buy these $25 like USB cloning things where you just pop a hard drive in like 3.5
it just
to
reimages it exactly.
And I think Crucial was the one because the firmware on it was compatible with it. But this is from memory, right? Because this was a thing to do 6-7 years ago, if not 10 by now.
Yeah, you're digging up a 13, more than that, year-old system. No, 15-year-old system. 17-year-old, because it came out in 2008. So yeah, it's a long ways away.
I mean,
when it was cool.
you can probably still find the specific one recommended on the archived BeoWorld forum, but I'm not sure. DJ Neo says he had the Samsung in his and it worked. Then it's probably fine now. But there was a time where it mattered.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, speed and that sort of thing, since it's a SATA connection, it kind of doesn't matter because they all saturate the bandwidth anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's such a good system for how old it is. It still stood the test of time to this day. That people are still. I still have a BeoSound 5 downstairs in my storage locker. I even have the BeoSound 5 to BeoMaster 5 extenders, which is not the USB, the 9-meter set. I have the actual balance that were made for that. And yeah, they power up on each side because you got to power up the display, and then you run 2 CAT cables through it. And you have, on a Cat 7, I believe, is up to 300 feet or 100 meters that you can go away from the BeoMaster, which that was only one implementation that I had done it in a house where the BeoMaster was in the rack area, like far, far away. And it had to have been there because of the bloody master link. But yeah, that was, I still have it. If anybody's interested in it, hit me up on Discord or email me at beowilly@gmail.com, and we can negotiate it. Still works 100%. Got all the parts, and you can put your BeoMaster 5 in the server room and take the beautiful headpiece somewhere else and put it on the wall, and it just looks sleek as a button.
I mean, it is like a sort of pure perfection of digital and David Lewis.
Yes.
Sort of era thing. Like even the buttons, right? And like it's
BO4 rubber buttons, basically, just oversized.
Like if you tell anybody getting into B&O now, press go, they're gonna love. What do you mean go? Where's go?
Yeah.
What is go?
Exactly. Oh, the CPU voltage line gets unstable and it starts freezing when it starts breaking. That's the Samsung one you're talking about, DJ Neo?
No, just the sensitive parts on the motherboard. There's only a few sensitive caps that you need to be aware of.
I still have a BeoMedia server in pristine condition, if anybody's interested, with working power supply, believe it or not, because that was one of the first things that died. And yeah, you can make your own cool B&O server out of it, I'm sure.
I mean, the CD ripper player thing is also ultra cool and hidden.
Yeah, I remember it. Man, to plug that in and like put it together, especially like on a table stand, was an absolute pain in the ass. But once you got it, it worked perfect. And yeah, you could rip CDs. And the only problem was with some of those discs, like the CDDB database that the Windows Media Player basically used, right? Because that's where they're pulling it from, was shite. So I've edited all of my own music during, and I've said this years ago on the podcast, during the 2008 market crash. I was working in the office, and there was really not much to do architecturally. So I was in the Beo player the entire time, searching images that were over 1400 pixels in size for album art. And the nice thing with the Beo player, you could just drag and drop that image, and it would write them into the back of the end of the MP3, or, well, at that point I had Windows Media Audio. Which is there a reliable batch converter that can do WMAs to, let's say, FLAC, so I don't have to transcribe or transcript everything to 320 kilobytes MP3s, because that just kills with the 90s. It's not going to work for me. But I have gigs of music on it that I would mind pulling up.
Why don't they play WMA?
Nothing plays WMA now.
Oh.
Windows Media Audio, this was the last product essentially that supported Windows Media Audio. Anything after that, it's transcribed. Well, not true. the Avant, excuse me, the Avant in this like media server, you can still play WMA files, but they cannot be 24 bits and 96 or or what is it, 128 kilobytes per second. These will crash out. Some will play, some won't, and at some point they'll just stop playing. But anything on a Windows Media Audio lossless contact, as far as the like straight rip from the CDs, it works in the Avant, and that is the last platform Biosystem 4, Avant, and V1 that they worked on. And then after that, when the Avant No Good or Next Generation came out, was that was shit show.
If you're okay with having your screen on, Plex should do that on the fly.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but it's not that like I listen to it a lot. But my thing is that if I do that with Plex Player, then I can't listen to it synchronized throughout the entire house, right? Because you're now using a video source, which presents the delay to the network link. So
yeah,
I
but
would
that's
rather.
why you have 90s, right? And that volume button goes.
Yeah,
up.
but I also have fucking French neighbors, bro, and they're not like that. Doesn't work.
Then you just go,
So-
où est le fromage? Où est le fromage?
But yeah, I still like if there's anybody that knows, drop it in the comments. What's a good batch converter that I can just drop? Let's say a folder of whatever. Amy Winehouse comes to mind as the first letter, and just put all her albums in there and just do them all artist by artist, because I have a lot of discographies from back in the yesteryears of torrenting, right? Because how else do you get music?
I'm thinking, does Handbrake do that? It might. Handbrake probably does that. Or does it only do video?
I don't have a Mac, so we're talking like on a 64-bit Windows 10 PC.
Yeah. Handbrake works on anything. It's open source.
Okay. Let me see.
Because you can like convert video, but I haven't used it in a while.
It's funny that I type in Handbrake and it says for Windows. It doesn't even consider it as a functional piece of an automotive industry. Handbrake is a free software. Okay.
VLC on Windows can probably also do it, because it's VLC is not just a player, right? You can transcode stuff into other things with VLC.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of weird because you get the player and you get the progress bar like you're playing it, but then it makes a new file.
Does it do it relatively fast? Have you played with it before or no?
I've done it with what was it? With a Blu-ray 4K DVD that was in a weird format. And it took, the film was 2.5 hours and it took like 2 hours or something. But it was also obviously like compared to audio, it was so much data, right? Like it was like 90 gigabytes or something.
Because I'm also thinking that maybe I'll just buy another external hard drive, like a solid state, maybe. I don't know. And if I were to do it, I would keep the originals because I'm not going to convert and then mix and sort the files, and just have everything that's converted to be dumped into a new folder infrastructure. So
yeah, Handbrake apparently can do audio files as well. You can convert anything to anything essentially that it knows. So WMA is very common and FLAC is also very common. So it'll absolutely know that.
Yeah, I would just go to the FLAC and call it a day with all my music. Because
yeah, you can even apparently transcode it to AAC, which is like in the Dolby Atmos space. Not that you necessarily get height or anything, but it's
that codec. Well, it's still going to be just a stereo image in that file extension.
So I don't know. Play around with Handbrake, see if it does
what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once the winter sets, I'll probably have a little bit more time on my hands. Definitely not this week, and go from there. Because I do want to recover my music. I do want to have it somewhere that is accessible. And I'm honestly thinking, like, should I just buy myself like a little NAS drive, like the Western Digitals that they used to make? Remember those My Books or whatever?
Yeah.
Because then I'm sure that the storage on those now is immense compared to what I have as ownership of the files.
Oh, you can
And
buy them like for $200 for like 8 terabytes or something like that.
oh fuck, I don't even have that many hard drives to fill up 8 terabytes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just dump all of the, not even the movies. I could care less for those. But I would first do the music. Just put all the music in there and do it that way.
Yeah, that's like hard drives have gotten so cheap.
The only other way that I could think of utilizing it is just kick off the 9000 from the SPDIF on the 90s and put the BeoMaster 5 on SPDIF and then just control it with the Halo.
Yeah.
I do have original CDs of all of my music, but then again, this is also coming from like I have a folder that's called Net Music and the Net Music clients. And the clients is all the stuff that I had ripped off for people off of their discs, but I also kept the backups because I've had a couple times where the hard drive failed. So what? The shit is under warranty, but all your music is gone because you gone down pawned the CDs off, right?
Yeah.
So then you're fucked. So I usually I would keep the originals from the clients on my backup personally. And when the poo hit the fan, which it did a number of times in those years of BeoMaster 5, I would just obviously they would bring the BeoMaster because it's dead, or I would go pick it up and we would swap the hard drive, and then I would just dump it in the service mode. I would just dump all of their songs back in. So I don't even know where you buy CDs nowadays, David. They're very much non-existent
Goodwill.
in Montreal. Like new artists, I don't think that that's even possible anymore. But like the older stuff, you can still get. But I'm at the plateau where I've
Barnes and
gotten to the
Noble.
point where I don't need more CDs because all the music that was available at the time till the CDs became uncool, I have.
Yeah, the
Of my
only
personal
place I can
collection.
think in the US, maybe it's in Canada, is Barnes and Noble. But like last time I was in a Barnes and Noble, their vinyl section was bigger than their CD section, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, HMV, even though it's Her Majesty's Voice, is no longer a voice in Canada. Those are all closed. I used to honestly, every time I would make a call, a service call trip to Edmonton, I would go out of my way to either, like, especially at the end of the day, I would go and sit in the restaurant for dinner in West Edmonton Mall, which had one of the largest HMV stores in Canada. And then I would go in there and I would either buy a music DVD or I would buy a couple CDs or whatever to take with me home for the night to feed the 9000 more or less. And or if there was music DVDs, something to consume acoustically. Well, I've unlocked it at the time I didn't, but I've unlocked my car since, so I can I have enabled video in motion, so I could watch DVDs while I'm driving. Not that it's highly advisable nor safe, but the surround is there, right? Like I've had a couple of concerts and it plays in DTS 5.1 and it sounds fucking insane in the car.
Yeah.
Because you're in a perfect spot, more or less acoustically, depends on if you play with the faders and balances and so on and so forth. But yeah, the mechanical media is going by the wayside. And if I were to be stuck on an island, not necessarily Bahamas, I would take the CD, I would take the 9000 with me, and those 6 discs, I don't think I would ever get sick of.
Yeah, it's just you all have an album that you love, right? And that is just and it's different for everybody, but there are just albums that are just perfect.
Of course, I got B&O in my car, bro. I bought one of the first Audis that came out. Well, the remake of the A3 in 2015 was the one that had in a S-line version. It had a B&O sound system in it, and that's the one I bought. And to this day, man, it sounds great. It sounds absolutely fantastic. It's nowhere near acoustically as advanced as these new, the premium sound package, I guess they call them, with 19 or 18 or 21 speakers in the car with active noise cancellation per se, like in the A8s or Q8s. with the when you get the premium sound system with the lenses popping out. But it still sounds great, man. And every now and then I had people that sit in the car with me, and then they say, "Holy fuck, you have a subwoofer in the trunk?" I'm like, "No, I don't got room for that. It's all built in."
Yeah.
Yeah, now Sonos is an Audi, and I think that's a sacrilege. But you know what? That's why I would never buy one with that system in it.
It's almost all Harman Kardon, and it's just a marketing exercise to a large extent.
It is. It is.
Before we go away, B&O, if you're still listening, if you ever want to make a new C product that was kind of shit when it was real, the BeoSound 5 Encore C, because now the tech is normalized that you can actually pull that off.
I would throw that in a fucking tall grass for nobody to ever find again. That was the worst product that B&O has ever made.
But
Following
now,
BeoSound 6. BeoSound 6 was the most terrible product they've made, in my opinion.
But now with like how
the boards are so much smaller, yeah, like you could actually feasibly make something out of it.
Yeah, and you don't need that big box to hide. And you you can have like 8 terabyte, right, on an SSD that's this size, like and this thick, maybe.
At the end of the day, I think if as long as it would support cloud services like most people do, and AirPlay and Google Chromecast.
I understand, but like the thing we love most about the BeoSound 5, right, is the form factor. It's that offset screen, and the Encore still has that.
Yeah, the worst part about the Encore, if your power supply dies, you are done.
Yeah.
But yeah, Encore Classic with the network link would be a good idea. I think it looks sexy, man. It's unlike any other player there is. And I think that would be something that, as much as I despise that system, if it was made to a Mozart-based platform or a Classic, whatever, with the title support, I would buy it, because that would be my audio master for the house. Yes. Period. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I gotta run because I gotta move my girlfriend's last remains, whatever is in the apartment. Not her, but whatever is in the apartment. Jesus Christ.
Remains.
My last remains, man. I chopped her up. I just gotta have a couple more suitcases. So yeah, it's hopefully it's just to mop the floor and get out of there and call that place and bid it adieu.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
So, have a good week, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm going to roll the outro and see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.